unlock Wilford. Get more excitement, more innovation, more reasons to celebrate during Dublin Nissan's Free to Choose event.
At Dublin Nissan, you're free to choose. Nissan Altima starting at $18,988 or 72 months at 0%. All new Muranos and Rogues, 60 months with no interest.
Dublin Nissan, the only dealer you will ever need.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to one of our local gyms where we caught up with a friend of mine, a friend I've met recently, and I want to take the opportunity to introduce her to you all out there. Katrina Papel, and Katrina is quite active in the community. We happen to be again in the gym today, so she's active not only in the community but in fitness. And well, Katrina, I wanted to, again, come in and speak to you today because you've been telling me about some goals that you have. You know, life's full of goals. We all want to set goals. We all want to achieve things in life. But first of all, I want people to know who you are. So tell us about yourself, where you live, where you grew up.
Okay. I live in Eastman, Georgia. I grew up in Eastman, Georgia. I graduated from Dodge County High School, a huge rival of Dublin.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember those days. Being a cheerleader, and that was always a huge game. And
so don't turn it off yet.
Yeah, no, because I will say we usually lost. So.
Well.
But no, I'm from Eastman. Went off to school, went to UGA, graduated from Georgia, and somehow I kind of made my way back to Eastman, which I said I would never do, and so I learned you never say never.
Yeah.
But I ended up back in Eastman, and I actually work here in Dublin at Elite MRI of Lawrence, which is an open MRI facility. I do the marketing for our facility.
Of course, that's how we met and began to talk to each other. And Katrina shared with me, first of all, about some of her goals, about things she's doing. We were just chatting one day and talking about where she was going to the gym that afternoon, and I try to make it there at least once a week or so.
Until I bring cupcakes or something.
And then that's motivation though to work. The more you eat, the more you have to work out.
Right.
But you were telling me that you were in a type of bodybuilding competition, you know, and you know, she was dressed differently when I first met her, of course. So I'm thinking, this little bitty girl is a bodybuilder, you know, because you think, first of all, bodybuilding, powerlifting.
Big, huge, yeah.
There's a big difference. So tell us about how you first got motivated into getting into bodybuilding or working out.
Okay. Well, I, of course, work here in Dublin and work with an office full of women, and it's always, Monday we're starting a diet. Well, then Monday rolls around, and it's like, okay, next Monday, we're starting a diet. And finally, one of the other girls in the office and I did the obligatory New Year's 2015. We are going to get in shape. We're going to get this weight off. I was about 3 pounds heavier than what I should be. What's a good weight for my body and my frame.
How tall are you?
5'4".
Okay.
So I'm usually around, and I'm not ashamed to say what I weighed because I'm very proud of the results I've gotten here at my gym. I'm usually around 120, 125. That's my comfortable zone. That's when the clothes fit right.
Okay.
I had gotten up to about 142, 143, and was very uncomfortable in my skin even, not just in my clothes. I was uncomfortable in my skin. I was uncomfortable with the way I looked. I was uncomfortable with my appearance. I had pretty much lost all self-confidence in myself. And I just needed something to get me motivated again. I just needed to get excited about something again. And not only that, diabetes runs in my family on my dad's side. My dad's diabetic. My grandmother was diabetic. My uncle, my brother's now diabetic. Nobody's overweight, you know, so they're all pretty healthy except for the diabetes. And I knew if I didn't do something, I was going to bring about something like that because of my laziness and complacency.
Yeah.
So I figured I needed to do something to
get
a handle on it. Yeah, so the girl and I, we joined the gym, lost my workout buddy. I ended up coming here, and the trainer started talking to me, asking me all these questions, and he said, "You would do great at competitions. He's like, you've got the build and everything for it. He's like,
Yeah.
we just get some weight off of you and start building some muscle. And I went, okay.
Just like that.
Yeah, because I always competed. I was
Yeah.
always competitive. I always had a competitive nature.
Tell us about that growing up, how you competed and what you were involved in. Because
Well-
so many of us now, let me just interject, is so many of us when we're young, men and women alike, we're involved in sports, we're involved in
And you lose it the
different
older you
things.
get.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you turn around, you look and you say, wow.
That's exactly what happened to me. And I'm 36. I don't have children, so it's like I don't have that keeping me busy when I get home after work.
Okay.
I don't have that form of, your pride in your children. You look at what I've raised, look at what I've done.
Man.
I don't have that. I
Okay.
have dogs. So, look at what they tore up.
Yeah.
I started having that sense of uselessness. I didn't have a use anymore.
Okay.
I went to work and I came home. And that was it. And I cleaned house. And that was it. And I just felt so, on top of being overweight, feeling unhealthy, looking unhealthy, having no self-esteem, no self-confidence, I felt useless on top of it. So this has been my saving grace.
Awesome.
Because it has really brought back that competitiveness and that person I used to be,
Now let's talk again now. I interrupt you, but I want people to know what you shared with me earlier.
Yeah.
What did you compete in at the
yeah.
earliest age you remember? What did you compete in?
My first pageant was when I was 5.
So you were in a beauty pageant.
I was in a beauty pageant. I was a very shy child, and my mother was like, no, you're going to be outgoing. And so she put me on stage in a pageant, and I
succeeded.
ended up loving it. Yeah,
She succeeded.
I ended up falling in love with pageants.
Yeah.
And as I got older and progressed in pageantry, I ended up competing at state levels. I competed at Miss Georgia twice, earned plenty of scholarship money. That was one of the other reasons I kept doing it, because even
good.
if you just placed, you got scholarship
Sure.
money. So it was a great way to earn scholarship money too. And then after I aged out of pageants, then again, the competitive, it was gone. There was nothing for me to compete in
Okay.
again. And it's been like that. The last pageant I did was when I was 22, I believe, in college up at Georgia, up at UGA. That was the last pageant I did, and then I aged out and I wasn't eligible to compete anymore.
But you also competed in sports, you told me.
Growing up, I did softball, I did track, I did that kind of stuff. But gymnastics, I was a cheerleader. I was a cheerleader all through school, and captain of the cheerleading squad. So I was I was always driven
Sure.
and had a purpose.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden, in my 30s, I didn't have a purpose anymore, or at least that's how I felt.
Sure.
Yeah, and but not only that, just that competitive nature. I was brought up. My dad's from another country. He came over here from the Philippines, and I watched him make a name for himself in our community. He's very well respected. He's a teacher. His students, even though he's retired, his students still call him that he taught back in 1985 and call to check on him.
Wonderful.
Or they'll call because, we live in a farming community. They'll call to ask him his opinion on how they need to take care of something. Yeah. So I grew up
wonderful.
watching him
Right.
compete for a life he wanted for his family.
Yeah. Okay, so what we want to relate here, ladies and gentlemen, is that we all, as we progress in age, get complacent at some time. And so we want to try, lazy. So we want to try to motivate you today. We want to try to encourage you to make a difference in your life. Trina has made a huge difference in hers. She's changed her body. She has a goal. And a goal is very important, ladies and gentlemen, is it not?
That's one of the most important things I've had. I just started this journey in February, so it hasn't been that long ago that I was 142 and about 23% body
February.
fat. Yeah, February.
Wow.
And I've now dropped my weight down to, this morning it was 119. Woo! So that's very exciting for me because I'm officially 1 week away from me stepping on stage at my very first competition. So next Saturday, I will walk across stage at my very first bodybuilding competition.
Yeah.
So the fact that I dropped an extra pound, my cardio is working. But yeah, I have had the most people contact me on Facebook friends, people sending me friend requests and sending me private messages. What are you doing? What do I need to do? Tell me what I need to eat. I need to be motivated like you. What keeps you motivated? I have had the most people asking me for help, and I'm just learning myself, but they've seen my results.
But you share what you know.
I share what's worked for me.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I tell everybody, and that's one thing that it's become I've become useful again.
Yeah.
This is my useful.
Yeah.
Because I can help other people who are contacting me.
Right.
But I tell
You're
them
making the difference in yourself and with others.
Right, exactly. The one thing I tell everybody though is before you start just going to the gym and pounding it out or whatever it is, make a goal. Set a goal. My goal was to lose a certain amount of weight. So what did I do? I said, I'm going to do a competition.
Yeah.
So I knew by
Goal-driven.
that date, I had to be ready. Otherwise, I was going to be embarrassed.
Sure.
Walking across the stage.
All right, so let's look
set
at
a
it.
goal.
Maybe you want to walk a small race. Maybe you want to walk a 1K if you're just getting off the sofa.
Right.
But have a goal.
Right.
All right. Who helped you though? You said you started with a partner at the gym and lost it, but you continued. You found another facility that could help you.
I did. I actually, of all places, I ended up in Cake Art. Shout out to Cake
Ironic.
Art. Yeah. And there was a girl there who works there, and she had on workout clothes, and she and I got to talking, and I said, so where are you working out? And she told me, and she's like, you'd love it. You should go check it out. And I said, okay. So I came that day. I walked in here in work clothes and took a tour of the facility, met the trainers, and ended up coming back that afternoon and signing up for a year. And I did a year, because one thing you get a discount, but I did a year because I knew if I signed up for that year and my account was being debited every month, then by gosh, I better be in that gym.
Money's worth, huh?
I better be in that gym at least for a year. So.
That's good. So you're driven, you're tight with your money, and you're a hard worker. From what Trina has shared with me, ladies and gentlemen, she's progressed, worked harder and harder to break her body down and build it back up. That's what you have to do. You can't do it sitting on the sofa.
No, and somebody messaged me today on Facebook, a friend of mine. She lives in North Carolina now. She used to live in Eastman. And she is like, wow, you have really inspired me. And she said, she's a little bit older. She's got some knee issues, some arthritis in her knees. And she is like, I want to get back into doing the working out and everything, but I just don't know if my body can take it. So my advice to her was, you can do what you used to do. You can still go to the gym and work out. Now, will you be able to deadlift or squat what you used to squat? Probably not. You're going to have to modify it to work with your body now. And she said, yeah, but I used to be able to do this and I used to be able to, and I said, but that was used to. That's not the here and now.
Right.
And I said, pretty much you got to start at square one again. So this is the way I look at it. You had to learn to crawl before you ever stood up to walk. And once you stood up to walk, you didn't take off running immediately. You kind of wobbled around and took a couple steps and fell back down.
Sure.
Then you took off running once you got the hang of that. And that's the way you got to look at it. You can't just join a gym and go in and expect to run
Instant
3
results.
miles. Run
Right.
3 miles on the treadmill. You didn't get 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 pounds overweight overnight. You're not going to get results.
That's right.
A week in the gym. Now, I told somebody else this the other day. A girlfriend called me.
Sure.
She's like, I want to talk to you. I need some help. I need some advice.
Yeah.
And so got to talking to her, talked to her all the way home from Dublin to Eastman. And I told her, I said, you need to just start. Just starting is the hardest part of it. But once you take that first step, no, you're not going to see results in the first week. Don't get discouraged because you're going to feel results before you start seeing results. You're going to have more energy. You're going to feel better. You're going to rest better at night because your body's going to be tired and want that rest. you're probably going to be more likely to make better food choices because you're working out. That's how I am, at least.
Right.
When I'm working out or running or something, I make better choices because I don't want to ruin what I just did.
Sure, and you want more energy.
Right.
Also, you want
Right.
to eat the right foods to let you
fuel
do
your-
what you need to do.
To fuel your body,
Yeah.
right.
Now, I have a couple other things I want to share with you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with Katrina Papel.
First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business financial needs, we're a full-service bank, big enough to handle all your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future. That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter.
Okay, we welcome you back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we're talking to Trina. She's affectionately known as Trina. All right, and so I wanted everyone to know kind of the things you've done in order to do your best to succeed.
Okay.
All right, not only has Trina worked out very hard, she has a personal trainer that's helped her, motivate her, isolate things. But now tell us a little bit about the competition you're going to be in. As a bodybuilding competition, it's actually a bikini division.
It's
There
a
are different
bikini division.
divisions.
Yes, there's different divisions in bodybuilding. If you ever go to a show, and I encourage anyone, who wants to go to a show, you can look them up online. The one that I'm going to be doing is the WNBF, which is the World Natural Bodybuilding Federation. So there's no drugs used. You actually have to take a polygraph test and a urinalysis to
Awesome.
prove that you're clean.
Right.
So everybody that competes is done naturally on their own sweat and tears.
Right.
No easy way outs.
Good.
But there's different divisions. There's the bikini, then for the women, there's bikini, and then there's figure, which is a little bit harder. A little bit more muscle, well, a lot more muscle definition, more striations. And then you have physique, which is, to me, borderline bodybuilding, the big bodybuilding people.
Okay.
Then you have physique, and then you have bodybuilders. And then the men, it's kind of the same thing, except for the bikini. They don't have bikini division in the
Scratch
men's.
that one, huh?
Yeah, no. That's a whole different federation. But they do a physique also, and then they have a figure, and then the bodybuilding. The big
Okay, but when
bodybuilding.
you surmised, okay, this is what I want to do, the bikini, tell them what you did on top of that. You sought out.
How do you mean?
You sought out a judge.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what I did first was I went to a competition. I said, I'm going to do a competition, and I think I want to do bikini. I was kind of bikini figure, and I'm still kind of bikini figure. I think I might want to transition over into figure eventually. But I said, we'll start with bikini. That's, it's still not cuts, but definition. Still really fit, really toned. That'd be a good place to start. So I went to a competition in Pooler, right outside of Savannah. It's the Iron Eagle Classic, I believe is what it's called. But it's a WNBF competition as well. And
You went to look. You went to
I
view
went to
it.
look. I went to watch. And the guy who runs it, he's known all over. He actually goes and is head judge for all these competitions. He's been to Canada, I don't know how many times already in the past couple months.
What's his name?
Rodney Hilaire.
Okay.
And he's in Pooler. And he is a coach, not just a personal trainer. He is a coach, bodybuilding coach.
Awesome.
So I actually contacted him before I went to the show. Talked to him, went to the show, tried to find him. He told me to look for him, but he was so busy I could never find him. Left there going, definitely want to do this. I definitely want to do this. This is something that I just absolutely have to do. And little while passed, started working with the trainer here, and started getting a little closer to competition time. In bodybuilding world, we have 12 weeks out. 12 weeks out from your competition date, you start really just hitting the gym hard, cardio, diet, gallon or two of water every day, crazy stuff. I mean, counting almonds. It's crazy, but
Monitoring your weight.
monitoring.
You gotta
watching
cut it.
Your macros,
You gotta walk it down.
Yeah, The
It's a
way
science.
it's a science.
That's right.
Somebody said it best. I was looking at other bodybuilders, and somebody said it best. You're a walking, talking science experiment, is what you are, because you're constantly manipulating things and manipulating your hormones and your leptin and your, everything to make your body do what you want it to do and look the way you want it to look.
All right. You
So-
challenged yet, ladies and gentlemen? All
But
right.
it's fun. It's interesting
rewarding.
to me, and it's rewarding. Every week, I would see another muscle group starting to form and pop out, and that was so exciting to me. At 36, somebody who was a cheerleader, a dancer, a gymnast, track, softball, did all this stuff, and at 36, I'm now in the best shape I've ever been in. I have abs and cuts down the side of my obliques and 3 striations on my quads, and never had that before.
Yeah, and you're so encouraged by it.
Right. Every
Pretty-
time I
and
see
energized.
something, every time I see, and the way I feel now, I feel so much better about myself. I walk around now with my shoulders held back instead of like this because I'm embarrassed about how I look. It's empowering. It really is.
Okay, so you first went to the competition and you tried to meet the judge, who was by chance or by knowledge, either one, going to judge the contest you're going to be in.
He's head judge of the contest I'm going to be
Okay,
in.
so
Yep.
she's smart too. She's trying to get ahead, trying to figure
That's one
the
thing
best
I
scenario.
learned. Yeah, that's one thing I learned. I actually have a notebook. It's called my competition handbook. And that's one thing in there. It says to make a name for yourself, because in the bodybuilding world, not that things are fixed, but the more they see you,
Of course.
the more they see your progression from competition to competition to competition, and they see that you are driven, that you're not giving up yet, you're showing up every single time, they're going to start recognizing you and go, oh, that's that girl.
Yeah,
Let's watch her.
that's Trina.
So that was one thing that I learned in my notebook, that, you make a name for yourself. So I sought him out. I met him about 3 weeks ago. I went to meet him at his gym in Pooler.
Yeah, so 6 weeks out.
Yep, and I had him work with me on some posing, and I wanted him to look at me and tell me what he thought.
Yeah.
What else do I need to work on? What do I need to be doing at this point? Because my trainer is my trainer. He's never trained somebody to do a competition. He's never coached anybody to. So this is new to him, and it's new to me.
How about that?
We're
Okay.
both constantly Googling things, trying to
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah.
But he has done a phenomenal job. His name is Julian Bedoya, in case anybody is interested in looking him up. I love him. He and I are huge buddies.
I bet.
But he has done a fantastic job. But he's more used to working with athletes. He's a soccer player. So he's more used to working with people for performance,
Sure.
not aesthetics and show. So I sought out Rodney, went and met him. He loved the way I looked, but he said my legs needed to be bigger on bottom for the next 2 weeks. He wanted me to work them to death and burn them out. So I did.
Sounds pleasant.
Yeah, so I did. I did. Actually, last week I did legs every single day last week.
Wow.
And from doing that, I've seen size increase, and I've seen more definition and more cuts already, which is unusual for this time in the competition phase.
Sure.
You're usually not trying to still build and cut at this point.
And the fact that your diet is so slim,
It's hard.
You're really cutting all the fat off your body, all
Right.
the
Yep.
water weight and like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then someone else you sought out recently.
Yeah, her name is Allie Kerr. She is a WNBF Bikini Pro, and I believe she competes now in figure. She's kind of left the bikini and gone to figure, but she owns her own gym in Macon, and her gym is the one sponsoring the competition I'm going to be in.
She's doing her homework, ladies and
So-
gentlemen.
So she coaches people in posing, and that's the big thing, is looking like it's second nature when you're on stage. Like you're not even thinking about it. Like you're just out
You're
there
flowing.
walking, you're flowing, you're looking like you're having fun, and you're not even working for it. It's just natural.
Yeah.
And so I said, I need somebody to show me how to do that. Because pageants and this have a lot of similarities, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of differences too.
I'm sure.
So yeah, I made an appointment with her, met with her on Sunday. She and I worked together, and she was like, "You're ready. You're
Awesome.
going to do really well. You're ready."
Yeah, just a few days
So,
away, and here you are. How do you feel about it?
I'm ready for it to be here. This has been a long 12. Well, it hasn't even been 12 weeks for me. It's been longer than that because I started in February. So, I mean, it's been since February since I've been prepping for this.
Yeah, you had the goal at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
But the 12 weeks started and the diet really leaned. It got lean then. So this has been a long 12 weeks. And I'm not going to say I hadn't cheated. I have cheated. I'm not perfect. I mean,
I think when we first talked, you said, "Oh no, I couldn't even tell you what I ate. I had a
Yeah.
milkshake and French fries or something. You love to dip the French fries in the milkshake," and I'm like, what is that?
it was an ice dream from Chick-fil-A and the waffle fries.
Oh, wow.
So, but hey, I mean, I haven't had it since.
That's
so,
all right.
you know,
Hey, it
it
happens.
fixed me.
Okay, well, I really want to mess with you before we go away. Let people know you are a real person here.
Right.
Okay, what's your favorite dessert?
Peach cobbler.
We're gonna make her go out. She won't at this point. She's got too much discipline. She loves peach cobbler, but she's doing without it for a little while because
Right.
she's reaching that goal. What are you gonna do? I ask you that, I guess, to set you up. What are you gonna do as soon as the competition's over?
I'm going to IHOP. And I'm going to get those stuffed French toast thingies. I don't even know that they're good or not, but they just look good on the commercial. I just have to have one.
Okay.
And I'm just going to tell
That's
them to
probably
bring me
about
the,
all you're gonna be able to eat at that time.
I'm just going to tell them
you
to
know.
bring me the can of Ready Whip and just squirt it straight in my mouth.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
But no, through this, I don't drink sodas anymore. I cut the Cokes out since February.
Do it, ladies and gentlemen. Put the sodas down.
They kill you. If you're going to have calories, eat them.
That's right.
Don't drink your calories. It's
Yeah.
empty calories.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Eat a steak, eat
it's-
some chicken, eat
steak.
some ribs.
Yeah, I mean, eat a sweet potato with some chicken
There you go.
and, some broccoli or something.
Yeah, you're
I mean,
getting
some
real
green
healthy now.
beans.
Yeah.
I'm just that my
I
mind.
know, I know. And that's
You know,
true. That's true.
yeah.
Get a lean piece of
It's-
fish. And
and-
you'll feel better. You'll have more energy to work out, will you not?
Well, and that's one thing that I try to tell people is don't think about it as I got to go to the gym today. It's no, I get to go to the gym today. I get to go because this is my time for me,
Yeah. Yeah.
not for anybody else. I'm not
You're
worried about
absolutely
you
right
or anybody
about
else.
that.
It's my
Why
time
wouldn't
to
you
come
say,
and-
I get to go?
Yeah,
I get to go
go.
to. You should say that about going to work too. I tell my kids that all the time.
Yeah.
I get to go to work.
No, I got to go to work. I got to go to work.
Okay,
I got to go to
okay.
work
Yeah.
so I can pay my trainer
Yeah, so
and my
you
gym
get-
fee.
So you get to
So
come
I
to the
get
gym.
to come to the gym.
There you go.
But yeah, no, that's what I tell people is, I try to be more, I don't have all the right diet plan for you. I can
Right.
tell you what works for me.
Sure.
I can sit down and help you come up with a meal plan. But don't think of it as a diet either. I told somebody
Exactly.
else this the other day. It's not a diet. You're changing your lifestyle to make it healthier, not just for you, but for your family, for your husband, for your grandkids. So you can you can lead and teach by example. Get your kids in the kitchen. Have them chop up,
So
cut,
have
or
you
have them
encouraged-
break carrots
Have you
into pieces.
encouraged your family? Have you encouraged your parents?
I
or-
try. I work on my mom, but
Yeah.
we won't go there.
Okay.
work on
Mom
her.
loves you and you love her.
She
huh?
does, and she's going to be at that competition, probably the loudest person there. So she's all excited that
Awesome.
we're competing again together. So
Now-
because she was the pageant.
That's
She
right,
wasn't
pageant
like
mom.
she wasn't the obnoxious pageant mom, but she was the pageant mom. The one thing that my mom taught me, and it always stuck with me. I was in a pageant, and I was probably about 7 or 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't win or place. I had that little participation trophy, and I was happy with that. There was a little girl. She actually got first runner-up. We were in the changing room, and she still had her dress on and everything. She took her trophy and threw it on the concrete floor, and it busted into a million pieces. screaming and hollering because she didn't win. And my mom and I were getting my dress off and getting my stuff together, and she said, you see that right there? If you ever do that because you didn't win, you'll never do another pageant. And I said, got it.
Got it.
And she said, you will always congratulate the person who won. And that has always stuck with me.
Yeah. And you hope
Just
that
sportsmanship.
And you hope that you are congratulated in
I
about
hope
a
so.
week.
Whew.
I hope so for you. I really do. Now, I talk kind of fast sometimes and I get, a little ahead,
Yeah.
but I want to back up and let you recognize who your parents are. Give us their names.
Okay, my mom and dad are Ann, and my dad, everybody calls him T.I. Papel, but it's Mr. Triff Papel. Anybody who's involved in the FFA or anything like that, Dad's been around for ever and a day as the FFA advisor and coordinator for Dodge County. But my mom and dad, Mr. and Mrs. T.I. Papel. I have a brother who lives in Myrtle Beach, Tony Papel. He's 8 years older than I am. Everybody's forgotten about him. We have that sibling rivalry. We love each other. We're best friends. 2 nephews, Mason and Andrew, and my sister-in-law, Charlene. My grandparents, Thad and Liz Potts, they live in Eastman. So, yeah, we're kind of a tight-knit little group. Grandma's going to be there Saturday. So,
Awesome.
Yep, 1 week away. I'm ready for it. I'm just kind of doing maintenance work right now. Somebody sent me something on Facebook. I'm a Facebooker. Somebody sent me something on Facebook and said, you see those people in the gym that are already in great shape, and you're like, why are you here? You're done.
Maintaining.
Yeah, and that's what the person said. They said, this made me think of you. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want to lose what I got. So I got to stay in the gym and, maintain what I've worked for. So just because I've got it now, once I go home and sit on the couch and start eating Doritos and drinking Coca-Colas, it's going to all come right back.
In a hurry. But you too, ladies and gentlemen, can do what you need to do to feel better. You may not choose to be in the bikini contest, ladies, or bodybuilding contest, gentlemen, but you can. So be motivated, get up off the couch, and hopefully this interview has done just that. Best of luck to you,
I hope
Katrina.
so. Thank
Best
you.
of luck. We'll let you get busy working out.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thank you.
This is ridiculous. Come on, hon, we can get this done today.
Last year it took all week. What am I doing? This is ridiculous. I can't believe I'm out here wasting my day. It's so pretty I could be out by the pool. I have got to get some help. Hello? Yes, is this MPHI? I need someone to come pressure wash my house. 6 cents a square foot? That sounds great. When can you be here? Great, see you then. Derek!
I heard, honey. I'm going to the golf course.
Get rid of the hassle today. Exterior pressure washing at MPHI, only 6 cents per square foot. A 1,600 square foot home, only $96. Call MPHI 272-8138. Call MPHI today, 272-8138. MPHI, Dublin.